Kurt Cobain didn't want to be a hero. He wanted to be invisible. Nirvana didn't evolve at their peak. They tried to burn it down. Right when everything was working, right when they were the biggest band on the planet, they hit the brakes, because the thing that made them famous felt like a cage. At the start, they were just 3 kids from Aberdeen, a town of logging, constant rain, and the kind of boredom that rots you from the inside out. There was no scene there, just garages, distorted guitars, and a quiet, loud tension that mirrored the frustration of the Pacific Northwest. They were playing to 5 people in dive bars, screaming until their throats bled, then falling silent. Back then, they were just trying to outrun the monotony of a 9-to-5 life. They were figuring out a language of feedback until Teen Spirit changed the frequency of the world. Smells Like Teen Spirit wasn't meant to be an anthem. In Kurt's mind, it was a joke, a rip-off of the Pixies, a simple pop song wrapped in noise. But when it hit the airwaves in 1991, it was a detonator. It didn't just top the charts, it destroyed them. It made every hair metal band in LA look like a relic overnight. And once that door opened, it wouldn't stop. Fame followed them like a shadow, show after show, nightlines, magazines, award ceremonies they didn't want to attend. By the time the hype reached the mainstream, the media had already decided what Kurt was: a voice of a generation, a prophet, a messiah in a thrift store cardigan. And almost immediately, he started pulling away. Not with statements or press releases, but with choices. He started wearing dresses on stage. He started playing the wrong songs at concerts. He was testing the audience, seeing if they were listening or if they were just there for the fashion. By 1993, the world was waiting for Nevermind Part 2. Instead, they got In Utero. You can hear the correction in the very first second: colder, abrasive, more intention. They weren't chasing success anymore. They were trying to prove that they didn't belong in the club they had just been forced to join. The sessions at Pachyderm Studio were a total refusal. They recorded it in 2 weeks. No polish, no radio-friendly sheen, just the sound of a band in a room, bleeding. Kurt wanted a record that smelled like a hospital room. He wanted the sound of internal pain, turned into a physical, sonic weight. Critics today call it a masterpiece of honesty. But back then, the label was terrified. They thought it was commercial suicide, because now the expectation was impossible. Stay iconic, stay loud, stay Nirvana. But inside the band, that path was already over. The noise replaces the melody, the screams replace the hooks, the structures fall apart halfway through the tracks. And slowly, out of that wreckage, something new forms. A performance like MTV Unplugged isn't played, it's endured. Purple lilies on the stage, white candles. It looked like a funeral, and in many ways, it was. It was a funeral for the version of Nirvana the world loved. It was the sound of a man finally reaching the end of his breath. Because underneath it all, there was a different idea. Not evolution. A refusal. A decision to stop giving the world what it already understood. A decision to be misunderstood on purpose. The idea that success doesn't need to be repeated. That being fully understood is the moment you stop. And once you break your own formula like that, you remove the expectation that you'll only give people what worked the first time. If you're into this kind of band history, follow the channel. New stories every week.